A museum is shown to us as the movie starts. 3 people were stealing there, but luckily the alarm rings and a security guard comes there. He kills a thief on the spot. While shooting the other thieves, his fire touches a statue there. It breaks and its part falls on the ground. Then we see a red stone shining in it. As the thief sees this, he starts running with the red stone. Another thief also escapes with him. As they try to escape, another security guard comes and tries to stop them. One of his bullets hit a thief, but the other thief fires on guard, which results in his death. When the thief checks his other companion, we acknowledge that that thief is a girl. Her name was Morgana. She was alive because a bullet hit that red stone instead of her. As she was coming to her senses, that red stone falls from her hand and breaks. At the same moment, another guard comes and fires on them. That bullet hit Morgana's companion, but Morgana shoots back and kills that guard. His companion was dying, but he asks Morgana to leave because police were outside. Well, she leaves, but after it, we see a weird thing in that stone. That thing sticks onto the wall. A weird face emerges from it. In fact, he was a Djinn. He says to that thief, "If you wish, I can remove your pain." As that thief was being so hopeless, so he says, "I wish I were never born." Then we see that thief turns into a baby and then disappears. Then that face leaves the wall and becomes a complete Djinn. He grabs the stone as well. He was freed after the breakage of the stone. While coming into the museum, a police officer sees Djinn. The police officer says, "Freeze here." Djinn asks him if he wants to freeze. He nods yes, but Djinn freezes him instead. Here, Djinn had come to his human form like he was shown in part 1. Police officers ask him to surrender and arrests him. They were considering him the thief. Police investigate him about the gun, by which security guards got killed. But Djinn says, "I don't know a bit about it." He asks the police officer to tell him his wish, that what he wants. On the other side, we are shown Morgana watching the news on TV. It was that police have arrested a thief. And 3,000 years old statue also broke. Then we are shown Djinn in jail. Then a prisoner comes to him, so Djinn asks him about his wish. He asks if he's Djinni. He says, "If you didn't fulfill my wish, I'll beat you black and blue." Djinn says, "If I fulfilled your wish, you'll be mine." That man says, "All right, I want to come out of the rods of this jail." Djinn agrees and his body squeezes and comes out of the rods. This scene was very painful. Other prisoners get afraid of seeing it. On the other side, Morgana starts feeling weird. She hears a voice that "You freed me." Then he sees Djinn's face. In fact, whenever Djinn used his power, Morgana got aware of it. Like Alex in part 1. The next day, she goes to a church to meet her friend. He was a father. She tells him whatever happened yesterday and about the death of her friend. She also tells about Djinn, whom voice she listened to yesterday, but he doesn't pay much attention to her words. Then we are shown Djinn in a spacious ground of jail. 2 prisoners are talking to each other there. One prisoner was telling the other that his lawyer didn't fight his case properly. "I am angry at him." Then Djinn asks him to tell his wish. "I want my lawyer to die a terrible death." But then a security officer comes there and tells him that "Your lawyer came to meet you." As they were talking, the lawyer starts feeling immense pain, and he dies there in agony. On the other side, Morgana was doing research on that statue in her house. At the same time, that father comes. She tells him about the theft she did with her companions in the museum. She tells him, "The man who's captured by the police is the one whom I saw in my dream, but he's not the one who theft, but don't know why is he in jail." He asks her to tell police the truth. She says no. It could be a trap of the police. Then we are shown a scene of the jail where all the prisoners are washing their clothes. Then a prisoner comes to Djinn and says, "So you're the wishmaster who's fulfilling everyone's wish." Djinn proudly says yes. That prisoner asks him to make him get out of the jail. While they are talking, a police officer comes there. He asks the prisoner to leave. Then he brings Djinn to Morgana, that "This girl came to meet you." Djinn says that "I am glad to meet you again." Morgana says that "We're meeting for the first time." Djinn says no. "We have met before at the museum." Morgana asks him if he was hiding there at that time. He says yes, "You can consider." She asks him about her friend, so he replies that he's no more with us. Morgana asks him that what he's doing in jail. He says that "There are many people here who need me. I'll get out of here soon after fulfilling their wishes and meet you." She asks him the reason to meet. So he says, "You freed me." Hearing it, she gets scared and police officers bring Djinn back. Then some bad prisoners come to Djinn. Djinn gives them money and asks for their wishes. That prisoner says that no one has been able to touch me till today. I want to see, is there anyone who can kill me? Djinn fulfills his wish, so his own companion equals S start killing him and injures him badly. On the other hand, Morgana is shown reading a Persian story on the computer. She gets to know that Djinn wants to open the pathway to hell by asking 3 wishes of the person who freed him. Later, Morgana goes to father and tells him the story of the Djinn and the red stone. Then that father goes to meet Djinn himself. He asks him to stay away from Morgana, and then he leaves. Then they acknowledge that Djinn is making that stone powerful by fulfilling the wishes. He's in jail because he wants to become more powerful by fulfilling wishes at a time. Morgana gets scared and says there must be a way we can defeat him. He says only such a person can stop him who has not committed any sin till today. Hearing this, she gets sad because she knew she was a thief and murdered a guard as well. Then she goes to church to seek forgiveness for her sins. Then she goes to the museum and puts the stuff there she stole. Then we are shown Djinn playing chess with a prisoner. He tells him that I'll get out of here today. Prisoner says, fulfill both of my wishes first. Djinn asks him to tell the one wish first. In return, I'll take your soul and the rest will be seen later. The security guard comes again and asks, what's your problem? Djinn asks his wish. The security guard says, all right wish. My wish is to dance with you for 5 minutes privately. Djinn fulfills his wish but kills him in the end. He adapts the security guard's form and comes to that prisoner and asks his wish. He says I want all the gates of jail to be open, and the same happens. Later, Morgana tells her friend that Djinn has come out of the jail. I saw this in my dream. She also tells that he came out with a prisoner. That prisoner was dancing in joy of getting out of the jail. Djinn was along with him. He was telling everyone there that my friend is superb and he'll fulfill your wishes. No one believes him, so he gets angry and throws everyone out of the bar. Suddenly, the bar owner comes there and starts scolding him. He was a gang leader and that prisoner used to work under him. He goes to Djinn and says I want to become a gang leader like him. Djinn says that I've already fulfilled your one wish. After it, that prisoner takes Djinn to the bar owner and says that he'll fulfill your wishes. He says no thank you. I don't want anything. He was about to leave when that prisoner calls one of his enemies' name and he gets angry at it. He says, okay. You and your friend can kill my enemy. He says to Djinn that I want the head of my enemy. Djinn fulfills his wish but his head is replaced by the head of his enemy. He gets shocked seeing it. That prisoner throws him out by calling the security and becomes very happy. But Djinn wasn't happy at all. Upon asking, he tells him, I want many souls. Prisoner says that you can do this outside. He says that I know a place where people will ask you to fulfill their wishes. You can take their souls. But suddenly, Morgana comes there and shoots Djinn. But nothing happens to him. On the contrary, he comes to his original form. Both of them get scared of seeing it. Djinn comes to Morgana and asks for her 3 wishes. After it, I'll rule the whole world. As you freed me, so I can fulfill your extra wish. If you say, I can revive your friend again. She gets scared and runs to her friend and tells everything by weeping. Later, both of them come to that prisoner who was a leader of the bar now. They ask him about Djinn, but he says to Morgana that if I kill you, Djinn will become powerless and won't be able to do anything. As he says this, he shoots Morgana, but nothing happens to her. After it, Djinn is shown in Casino, the place that the prisoner told Djinn. Seeing everyone wishing for their lucky number, Djinn becomes happy. He calls Morgana to come here to Casino. She says that I won't come alone, but with my friend. She goes to her friend and he tells her that I read in a Persian book that it's possible to capture Djinn in that redstone again, but it will require a pure woman. She shouldn't have committed any sin till today, and she'll perform a Persian ritual in front of him. But Morgana says these things nonsense. On the other side, we are shown Casino's manager who was shocked to see everyone winning today, as Djinn was fulfilling everyone's wishes. Then he starts pulling everyone's soul into that stone to make it powerful. After it, many people whose wishes were fulfilled by Djinn start dying in jail and the casino. Later, Morgana and her friend reaches Casino where they meet Djinn. Djinn asks for her 3 wishes. Here Morgana was much more ready, because she wanted to defeat Djinn. Djinn asks for his first wish, so she asks him to leave its world for good. Djinn says that I am immortal and these types of wishes can't vanish me. Then Morgana's friend grabs that stone, but Djinn suddenly seizes that stone from him. Then Father shows him the cross and says, "In the name of God, I order you to leave this world. I want to see you in hell." Djinn fulfills his wish and takes him to hell, where he is hanging on a cross and fire is burning under him. In fact, he brought them here because he wanted to ask Morgana's wishes. Morgana tells her first wish, "Please free my friend," but he dies after getting free. Then she wishes that "I wish there was no devil anywhere in the world." Djinn says that this is impossible. The world has both good and bad people. Tell me another wish. But Morgana stays silent, so he brings her to the casino again. Then he meets the manager, who was very upset due to the deaths occurring in the casino. Then Djinn asks him about his wish. The manager says that this is a bad dream and I want to see this ending. The manager was just talking about not letting these deaths happen. But Djinn shows him everything today instead of never. People there start dying strangely. Morgana hits an idea and she wishes with a pure heart that "Can you revive that guard again? The guard whom I shot while stealing." Djinn fulfills her wish and that guard comes to life. Then Morgana holds Djinn's hand in which that red stone was, and start reading something in Persian. After it, we are shown that the people whose souls were taken by Djinn begin to return, and they begin to revive. Djinn starts becoming weak and captures in the red stone. In fact, Morgana's friend told her that when a person becomes unable to defeat the devil, then God helps him. God can only help them when they are pure. Morgana sought forgiveness for her sins again and again. She put back the stolen stuff and that guard came to life again. His murder wasn't considered and she became pure. Then God helped her. The movie ends here. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share this video, and for more interesting videos please subscribe to this channel.